Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, January 10th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Welcome to the working week, as Elvis Costello might say. This weekend, I popped up to the Annapolis Town Center and Reminiscent Lux, which is that candle-making pop-up shop I've told you about, and I made one kick-ass candle, I got to tell you. I learned that they have extended their lease for a bit, so you want to go check that out. It is really a different and fun way to spend an hour or so. And last night, I was treated to a belated birthday dinner at Lunis's, and, well, you just can't go wrong there. Well, it is Monday, and there is a bunch of news, so let's get into it, shall we? For this first story, let me tell you what the current outcome is first, and then how we got here. You need to wear a mask in indoor public places and outdoors when 6 feet of separation can't be maintained in Anne Arundel County until January 31st, unless directed otherwise. Now, on Friday, the County Council held a nearly day-long meeting on the mask mandate and allowing County Executive Pittman to declare a state of emergency. Since it was an emergency legislation, they needed a supermajority of votes to pass it, 5 out of 7 or more. And more than 100 people testified, and more than 1,100 written testimonies were entered into the record. The council failed to get the supermajority. It went along party lines, surprise, surprise, in an election year, and the mask mandate Pittman imposed by executive order last week expired. However, less than 2 hours after that meeting, Dr. Kalyanaraman issued a health order ordering the mask to be worn. He cited the authority granted to him under state law and that Governor Hogan had declared a state of emergency. Of course, many people lost their minds, and we understand that his authority is now being challenged in court. Have not heard the details on that, but I do expect it to go to court. But until such a time when a court reverses it, bring the mask along, wear it when you're inside of a store or any public place, and also outside when you cannot maintain your distance. You know, I thought this was all settled about a year or so ago, but apparently not. The Anne Arundel County School Board has modified next year's calendar to start school before Labor Day. For the 22-23 school year, classes will start on Monday before Labor Day and go through June 16th. They also added 2 full and 2 partial parent-teacher conference days to the calendar that ended up adding 3 more days total. Next year, there are a total of only 3 snow days built into the calendar. Not happy with tweaking only next year's calendar, they also tweaked this year again to adding a closure on May 3rd of this year. Keep in mind that as of right now, with the beginning of winter, we're already out of snow days. So additional snow days this winter, and I guess any severe weather at all that may come in the spring, could have the current year running even later than the scheduled June 22nd last day of classes. Can you say school in July, anyone? On Friday, the Maryland Transportation Authority, or MTA, tried to explain why their customer service has gone to hell. They released an incredibly long explanation that basically says deal with it. This stems from the COVID suspension of tolls by Governor Hogan. The MTA is now sending out bills for all of those tolls dating back to March of 2020, and it is catching people by surprise. Now remember, it was a suspension of the collection, not a forgiveness of the toll. Anyhow, they are getting 3,000 plus calls a day from people going, WTF, and they just can't keep up. They recommend paying up on their website, driveezmd.com, or paying by automatic phone at 888-321-6824. They do discourage trying to get a person on the phone, and I had a friend that waited 90 minutes on hold and gave up. Looks like they took a lesson from the Maryland Unemployment Office here. And Governor Hogan, why don't we just forgive those tolls at this point if it's causing this much problem? Some really sad news in the arts community. Like the Military Bowl, the Annapolis Opera has canceled its performance of La Boheme due to COVID concerns. Now, many of the resident companies at Maryland Hall work literally 11 months a year to put on a production that is only performed on 1 or maybe 2 weekends, and this is one of them. If you are a ticket holder, you can contact Maryland Hall at info@marylandhall.org, and you can either exchange it for another Maryland Hall event or convert it to a tax-deductible donation to the opera, and that is my recommendation. And speaking of arts, the Arts Council of Anne Arundel County has some grants for up to $2,500 for independent artists and art organizations in the county. You can be full-time or you can be part-time. Applications are available now, and they must be submitted by February 10th. There is a crazy long URL for applications and info, although it is fairly simple. We do have it up at eyeonannapolis.net. As I said, it's easily understood. Arts Council of Anne Arundel County new.submittable.com/submit. Again, that's Arts Council of Anne Arundel County new.submittable.com/submit. And just a few things as we wrap up. Got word from Anthony Clark of Galway Bay that the last few bottles of their wonderful eggnog will be gone soon. So if you are looking for a great winter drink to enjoy at home, you can order them online and pick them up at Galway Bay, Pirates Cove, Killarney House, or Brian Baru. You want to go to GalwayBayMD.com. You can order it online, or you can just go to one of the restaurants and pick up a bottle or a case. Check out the business article we published on Saturday from Steve Palmer of Transworld Business Advisors here in Annapolis. It's all about business networking in Anne Arundel County in the new year. Had a lot of good tips and information there. And finally, remember, the first winter lecture series at the Annapolis Maritime Museum and Park starts this Thursday. But if you become a member of the museum at the first mate level, and I think that's $100, they're all free. Well worth it. And finally, I am recording a few local business spotlights this week, so please keep the suggestions coming in. We want to make sure that as many small businesses in Anne Arundel County are featured. There is absolutely no cost. You want to email me the suggestions at info@eyeonannapolis.net. All right, that's it for the news, but first a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and Rehab to Perform. Alrighty, it is Monday, and Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report, and man, we haven't heard from her in nearly a month, I think, but welcome back, Ann. And as always, George Young from DCMD VA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All that coming up in just a bit.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
One of the most common questions we get: how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMD VA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMD VA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMD VA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, January 10th. Kind of a blah weekend for the Annapolis region, but the week ahead should at least bring plenty of sunshine despite a very cold start. Look for sunny highs today, only in the mid-30s or so with breezy winds, followed by even colder temps tomorrow with breezy highs only in the 25 to 30 degree range for highs, with wind chills likely in the teens much of the day, followed by more sunshine with highs near 40 on Wednesday, before a couple of days of mixed skies and temps in the 40s Thursday and Friday, with an eye on some potential active weather over the weekend, with highs near 40 degrees each day. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMD VA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well as on our website at dcmdvaweather.info, and definitely download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. 2021 was a great year for stocks. The S&P 500 was up 26.9%. Or 28.7% if you include dividends. Even with Omicron fears, the economy is doing well. The Federal Reserve Bank has indicated it may raise interest rates as soon as March. In the short run, this will hurt bond values. In the long run, yields will rise, providing a stronger total return for bonds. And while we don't have a crystal ball, most economists are predicting 2022 will be a positive year for the markets. On a personal level, this is a great time for a fast. Many people use January as a time for resolutions, going dry, or working out. The fast I'm talking about is financial. The majority of our spending is unconscious. We one-click on Amazon, we swipe a card, tap our phones or our watches. We don't really see what we're spending. Take the next week, 2 weeks, or month for a financial fast. The challenge is to not buy anything that is not absolutely necessary. Basic groceries are okay. Eating out is not. Getting gas is okay, but not the car wash. Unless you have to have your hair cut for your job, push that off. No gifts, no online purchases, nothing. The idea behind the financial fast is twofold. First, save a little money. Pay off some debt, build your emergency savings. Second, reset your spending habits. Do you really need everything you're buying? When you eat out every day or get coffee regularly, it loses meaning. Going out less frequently makes the times you do more valuable. We have 2 events this month that will help with all of this. Our signature Women, Wine, and Wisdom goes co-ed for January with our economic update on the 18th. And on Sunday, January 23rd, our 6-week high school financial literacy class begins. You can register on our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. CovingtonAlsina and Great Valley Advisor Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making your decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, President of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners like yourself are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.